Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Vinny. If you're new, welcome. Figured I'd make this video while the sun is still up. Might be a little dark in here, but it is what it is. It's not that bad. So this is kind of gonna this video is kind of gonna tie up with the one that I did the other day talking about the gender war. And I think I think for you know my younger male audience is going to be more important. Um, but the ladies are welcome, to listen to as well and take what you will from it. Now, once again, I'm going to have to give the disclaimer, this may trigger some people. But if you've been around watching my content, you know that, I don't care about these things. I care about the truth and what I see, what I perceive throughout my life, the things that I have seen and experienced myself. And then I like to talk about these things and share these things with other people. Because I think it's important that if some of you haven't yet experienced certain things and lived certain things, I offer you my wisdom for free of the things that I have lived and experienced. And hopefully that will help you in some way, shape, or form in your life. That's the whole reason why I make this video. That's the whole reason why I made this channel to begin with. So women are born with value. Men, on the other hand, they need to earn their value. They need to prove their value. This is the way how things are today. It wasn't like that decades ago. It was different. But the world has changed, guys. A lot of things have changed. And because of some of the things that feminism has done to society and women in general, and again, this is not an attack, okay? It's just my opinion, observations I have made, and things that I have seen along the way in my 50 plus years around. Men used to have value in society for a very long time. Used to be that way. But things have changed dramatically in recent times for the past, I'm going to say 40, 30, 40 years ago. Things were a lot different than they are right now. So what happens is, because of the way the world is structured, societies, all the stuff that happens, all the stuff that has happened that changed people see a lot of things differently today than they did, let's say, when I was like 10 years old or so. It's different. Things have changed. And the reason why a lot of, young men today feel lost without a sense of purpose in their lives is because, well, first of all, they're confused because, all these things have happened. All these things have changed. And I'm not complaining, first of all, okay? Don't get this wrong. This is not a complaint. It's just I have compassion because I'm a man, and I have compassion for my fellow man out there, especially the young ones, that are just turning 18 or whatever, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with their own lives. And most of these young men, they don't know what to do. They don't know what they're doing because of so many reasons. I could be here talking about forever, but here's the thing though. there's plenty of other content creators out there that talk about these things, and I'm not going to be regurgitating other people's stuff here. This is my own thing. This is my own take on it. The cost of living is so different today than it used to be when I was younger. You know, and some things haven't changed. Men are still expected to be the provider in the world today. If they get into, let's say, a relationship with a female, and although women are very independent these days because of all these changes that have happened, and there are many good things, in my opinion, that feminism has done. And there's no need to get into it. Those things would be obvious to anyone. But there's also a lot of other things that they change the scope of the whole scenario, of the whole structure. Even in job markets and things like that. Now companies have like these quotas to fill. There's DEI, there's all kinds of stuff. So it becomes harder for men today to, let's say, get a job based upon their experience and the things that they have and have done, because there's a lot of companies out there today that they may pass on a good prospect because they have to fill quotas, you know, and 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 then they're gonna hire somebody else instead, whoever that somebody else may be, whether it is, a female worker, or it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, this is a thing. It's real, and anyone who denies this needs to open their eyes and see what's really going on. So for the young men, it's harder for them to build themselves up now, to build their own lives, to figure out what it is that they want to do with their lives. And then if you add women to the picture, then things get really complicated, because if you're a young guy, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be worrying about these things right now. And I mean it, I'm serious. Because you're wasting your energy on something that really should not be your main focus today. Especially if you're young, if you're in your 20s, early 20s, don't waste your time with that stuff. Things were different 50, 60 years ago. That was a whole nother ball game, but those days are gone and over. It's not like that anymore. So you have to understand that when you're young, your focus should only be on yourself. This is what women are doing. And it's working for them, is it not? And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, for a guy, when you're young, you should be focusing on yourself, building yourself, taking care of yourself, your health, going to the gym, being fit, eating the right food, consuming the proper information and knowledge from wherever you're getting your information or knowledge from. And also being very mindful and discerning of the things that can poison your mind in so many ways, because there's a lot of that stuff out there these days. Let's not kid ourselves here. Let's not fool ourselves. So what do I mean by, women are born with value and men need to earn and prove their value? Well, women, they will have, first of all, they will have their femininity, their beauty, especially when they're young, right? These things carry a lot of weight and have a lot of power, and they play a role in your life. And I was talking about how men are still expected to be the provider, right? So even now, let's say if a guy has a relationship with a girl and they both have jobs, and let's say they get married, that lady, even though she has her own job and her own source of income, she's still going to expect the guy to be the breadwinner and the provider. Most women think and act that way. I'm not making stuff up here. Go look at the data, okay? Do your own research before you start, getting mad at what I'm talking about here. It's just the way things are. It's part of human nature as well. Some things can't be changed no matter what. So, if you're a young guy, you should be focusing on yourself right now, because you shouldn't be worried about relationships and any of that stuff until you have built yourself enough that you're at a point in your life that you can then start to think about those things and start to worry about those things. And here's the other thing. You don't chase stuff like that. I was just talking about that on yesterday's video. We are conditioned to think and to believe that we should be chasing things in life. And there are so many things that people chase their whole lives and they never get it. Because once you learn how to work on yourself as a person, how to improve psychologically speaking, heal, childhood trauma wounds, all these things, right? Because this is all part of the process in life that people have to learn how to deal with. And everybody has these things. Everybody. Like I was saying the other day, nobody's life is perfect. It may look like that on the surface for a lot of people, but that's because you're not taking a deeper look at things. And this is what we have to learn how to do, is to take a deeper look at things and analyze things on a deeper level with our critical minds and hearts, to start to see things as they truly are, and how things have changed and how this is affecting society as a whole, the whole family cell. Everything has changed. Everything is different now than it used to be when I was a kid. I know what I'm talking about. So now, yeah, it's hard. It's hard for the younger guys, because they need to figure these things out, and in a lot of situations they are not being told how to deal with any of this stuff, how to handle any of this stuff. They've lacked the mentorship to be able to be equipped to handle a lot of things that happen in life as life goes on. And this stuff is bad. It's just bad in general for everybody, because it's not going to do society any favors, and it's not going to help anyone in any way, shape, or form as things progress further. So like I said in the past, things have to change. I don't have the solutions. Don't ask me. But I do know one thing, though, that if we improve ourselves and we make ourselves better in the process, things will change. But everyone has to do their part. I'm trying to do mine to the best of my ability. So this is getting long already. It's hitting the 15-minute mark. I don't like to go much further than that, so I'm probably gonna end it here. Um, it's it's hard. I know. I sympathize with the young men out there today. I know what it's like. I see it, you know, and but you can't let these things um, discourage you and hold you from doing the things that you want to do, whatever these things are. So go out there, work on yourself, focus on yourself, so that when you're older, you know, when you hit your 40s, whatever, if you're in a position that is comfortable enough and you feel good enough about maybe starting a family, you know, and I know there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, it's not worth it. You know, the risk is too high and this and that and the red pillars and this and that. And listen, there are still good women out there. I know it's not easy to find them, but they exist. So it's not all doom and gloom. And if you work on yourself enough and you do the things that need to be done and you're not chasing these things, they will come to you. They will present to you in your life when the time is right. This is how the universe works. This is how God works. These are the miraculous, mysterious ways that life gifts us with the things that we deserve when we have earned them. Truly. That's how life works, guys and girls. So stop chasing these things and worry about working on yourself, making yourself a better person. And eventually, when the time is ripe, when the time is right as well, these things will happen. They will come. This is how life works. This is how life happens. And it's a beautiful thing if you allow it to take its course naturally, without forcing, without pressure, without worry, without despair. And this is it. So if you like the content, don't forget to please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and I will catch you all on the next one. Until next time, take care, everyone. Be safe. And that is it. Until next time.